Next, from Springfield, Paul Aschiazza, the president of AT&T Illinois, speaks at a hearing on Senate Bill 1381, which would modernize Illinois' communication laws and technology. This runs about 10 minutes.
Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, good afternoon. My name is Paul Aschiazza. I proudly serve as AT&T's president in Illinois and in the Midwest. Senate Bill 1381, the bill to modernize the state's communications law, is about investment and job creation in Illinois, giving consumers more of what they want, and establishing important consumer protections. Modern communications laws have been adopted in 19 of 21 of the footprint states of AT&T. They include surrounding states, Wisconsin, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and Missouri, and large states including Texas and Florida. But meanwhile, as I've testified before, we in Illinois continue to fall behind. This puts our state at risk of losing valuable investment dollars in the wired and wireless high-speed internet networks that Illinois relies on each and every day of the year. And you heard on the small cell testimony what needs to be done to upgrade to 5G technology. That's an enormous amount of investment necessary to, as the Verizon witness stated, put more bandwidth out there for data, video, even advanced 911 that's going to require texting and video. That's what 5G technology does, and that's what this bill enables, the investment to be shifted from old networks that really more and more people are abandoning to the new networks that do everything for everybody else. Senate Bill 1381 modernizes this state's communications law and brings three main benefits. The first benefit is investment and job creation. And I think just emphasizing the statistic that I testified before, estimates from the Progressive Policy Institute say that every $1 million invested in these critical networks creates 20 jobs. So if you think AT&T regularly invests, in AT&T alone, $1 billion in this state for the upgrade of these networks to keep pace with what consumers want, that's an enormous amount of job creation. And these networks are also critical to job creation across all industries, not just the telecom industry. Education, healthcare, transportation, government, agriculture, public safety, and more. The bill is going to help Illinois be more competitive at a very, very critical time. And an important point, not $1 of state money is required to generate this economic activity. The second benefit is fairness to bring more competition. Illinois state law requires it provides some companies a competitive advantage over others. The bill will level the playing field and treat all of them fairly. The current policy actually harms customers by requiring AT&T and AT&T only to continue to invest in this legacy old TDM network and invest in technologies that customers no longer want. The third benefit is establishing important consumer protections. This bill ensures that all customers transitioning from AT&T old technology will have access to home phone service and 911. We're upgrading the technology for home phone service, and customers love it. And that's why nearly 90% of the households in our territory have already switched. So please recall that before the final transition to all internet-based services and networks can advance, it must first be approved by the federal government at the FCC, and as I believe this topic was introduced, now the ICC has a very significant role in this transition also. Senate Bill 1381 establishes an added layer of consumer protection for our remaining customers in Illinois. and Illinois Commerce Commission process to ensure remaining old technology customers have access to home phone service and 911 will precede the approval process at the FCC. And finally, there's tremendous support to modernize this law. A coalition of 300 Illinois organizations supports updating to a modern law, and there are more than 100 organizations from throughout the state that support Senate Bill 1381 specifically. Your legislation seeks to establish a thoughtful process for the eventual transition to modern communications infrastructure and establishes critical consumer protections. No one will be left behind. Everyone will have the benefit of a new modern network, from the simplest voice communication all the way up to the most complicated data and access to the internet and video services that they want and need. It is an important public policy step for Illinois, and on behalf of AT&T, I thank you for all your time working on this issue, and I urge your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you have any questions from the committee for Mr. Lasciazza? No, seeing none. Senator Cunningham, do you have any final?
I would just like to add, we started talking about the amendment. Some of the opponents, including AARP, have offered a number of suggestions that I found very helpful that we've added to the bill in the amendment. We talked about a few of those. I'm confident that with the amendment, we have this bill in a position where nobody's going to be left behind, that there is a process in place that will ensure that, as we all know, not all of our constituents, not everyone in Illinois has personally embraced modern technology. Even though the majority of us have, we want to make sure those people don't get left behind. And I'm very confident that we have safeguards in place right now through the ICC process, through the FCC process, that ensure those people don't get left behind. And I want to thank them for the suggestions. And with that, I'd ask for the committee's support.